Hi, second graders. Miss Ashok again, Grade 2 Skills, working on Unit 3, Lesson 4. Let's get started. Our learning goals for today. Reading 2-syllable words with tricky spelling A. Can segment words with tricky spelling A into syllables. We can read words with the A spellings, A-I, A-Y, A, and A space E. Can read the story Born to Spell and answer text-based questions, and we'll review the sound and spellings for the S sound, spelled C and C-E, and the J spelled G and G-E. So let's get started. Okay, a quick review of the S sound using a C and a C-E. They're not very common, but sometimes, like in the word scent or in the word prince, you will see a C or a CE when you hear the S sound. And J. Sometimes you'll hear J and it'll be a G, like in the word gem, and sometimes it will be a GE, like in the word fringe. Notice the CE and the GE were at the end of the words. Okay, let's look at our A tree again. AY, AI, A space E, and A. Here are some new words. We have crayon for AY, raisin for AI, mistake for A space E, and bacon for A. Okay. In yesterday's lesson, we briefly mentioned the difference between A and A when you see the letter A in a word. Sometimes it will say A, sometimes it says A. And it depends on where that letter A falls in the word. This happens in multi-syllable words. When the A is the last letter of the first syllable or the last letter of the syllable, it will say A. However, if it's not the last sound in the syllable, it will still be an A. So, on the screen, we have cabin. So, if it was broken up here, it would be K-bin or cab-in. Cabin. The two syllables are cab, in, so it is an A sound. We'll practice this on a few more slides. So, on the screen, on the top you'll see the word, on the bottom the long line indicates the break between the two syllables. So is this word label or label? Very good. It is label. Next word. Is it camel or camel? Yeah, camel. Now, is it magic? Remember, if the A is at the end, it's an A, or magic. Magic, magic. Magic. Next word. Radar or radar? Radar. Next. Salad, salad or salad? Salad. How would we pronounce this word? Radish, radish. Good, a radish. It's a small kind of like reddish vegetable. Now, fragrant, fragrant. Fragrant, fragrant. Okay, so the word is fragrant. So when you see an A in a word, the A can be tricky because we know it can sound like A or like A. So it's kind of a tug of war between the two sounds. So as you're reading, you have to, in your head, chunk the words So in the picture, you see the dog pulling the string. One dog says radar. The other dog says radar. So in your head, chunk the sounds and try out the different sounds to see which one works and which one makes the word make sense. Okay. To complete this lesson, 4.1 activity page, fill in the blank. At the top, there are 10 words. Salad, habit, acorns, April, bacon, radish, baker, camel, later, and label. And 9 sentences. Number 3 has 2 words to use. So you're going to write each word to fill in and complete the sentence. As a suggestion, I would say cross off the word after you use it because each word will only be used once. Make sure you read the full sentence and try the word. So, for example, number 1, there were many blank on the ground next to the tree. So, looking at the picture or at the word bank, what word would fit in there? There were many salad, habit, acorns, April, bacon, radish, baker, camel, later, and label. The only one that makes sense would be acorn. So you would cross off the word acorns and write it in here. There were many acorns on the ground next to the tree. All the words are right here, so it's easy to copy them. Remember, sometimes an A makes an A sound, sometimes it makes an A sound. Sound out your word and chunk them to help you figure out what sound the letter is making. Now for reading. We're going to continue on. Yesterday we read, and then there were 2. So looking at the table of contents, the next section we have born to spell on page 14. And if you notice, these stories, the spelling bee, and then there were 2, born to spell, and the next story, Miss Baker, are all yellow. Then there's a section of blue, red, and purple. Each color indicates that those stories are related to each other. So first we read the spelling bee, then we read, which talked about the entire event, then we read, and then there were 2, which talked about the final round with Carlos and Gail. And now we're going to read the 3rd story in the series called Born to Spell. Okay, in this story we're having all different A words like driveway, say, and clay, training, pair, explained, and paint, baker and mistakes, David and Davis, and then R words like start and part. Okay, vocabulary phrase you'll see today, hot shots. Someone who's very skilled at doing something. When the player won the free throw contest, his playmates called him a hot shot. Our purpose today is to read closely to find out how Gail got started as a speller. Remember, she's only 11, so let's see what made her become such a great speller. Born to spell. Again, if you need to, simply pause the video so you can read and reread and refer back to answer questions. How did Gail Day get to be so good at spelling? Was she born to spell? Were her parents spelling champs? Did they start training Gail to spell when she was just a babe? Nope. I went to West Beach to meet Gail and her parents a week after the bee. Gail's parents met me in the driveway. Gail's mom, Karen Day, is an artist who paints and works with clay. Gail's dad, David Day, drives a truck. They are as nice a pair as you will ever meet, but they are not spelling champs. Spelling was not my best subject, Karen explained as we sat in the living room of the house she and David rent on Davis Street in West Beach. I was not bad at spelling, she added, but I was not the best in my class. David Day broke into a big grin. Let's just say I'm not a spelling champ like Gail. It seems like she never makes a mistake. To the top, Gail's dad, David Day. Karen and Gail smiled. Karen whispered to me, when we were dating, David used to write me notes. They were so cute, but there were some spelling mistakes in them. When could you tell Gail was a hot shot at spelling? I asked. Well, David said, I could tell she was good at it, but I did not see just how good she was for a long time. Shucks, I am so proud of her. When I look back on it, Karen Day said, it seems to me it all started in 2nd grade when Gail was in Miss Baker's class. Gail nodded and said, "It was Miss Baker who got me started. Miss Baker was the best." So it's a little bit of a background about Gail and her parents and how she got started with spelling. Okay, our final activity page for the reading, 4.2. On the screen you'll see a Venn diagram, which is two circles that overlap. The outside parts are where you talk about the differences, and the inside overlapping part are the similarities. So in this one, we're comparing Karen and Dave, which are Gail's parents. So at the top, you'll see a box with 5 different ideas, and you'll read through them and put them where they belong. Is it something that the couple has in common, or something that is different about them? And if you don't have your forms or your sheets, you will work on Google Form for Unit 3, Lesson 4. Great work today. See you tomorrow.